Okay, we're going to go over the Algebra 1 second trimester review, starting with problem 1. I kind of set it up for us already to give us a little bit of head start. We're going to find the slope. So how we do that is rack them, stack them, subtract them. Remember, your y is over your x, so your y's go on top, your x's go on the bottom, so we're going to keep, change, change, keep, change, change, and we get -2 over -4, and +9 is +5. So we're looking for a -2 over 5, which is letter B. Okay, number 2, we're finding the y-intercept. To find your y-intercept, you need to make your x 0, which I did, and then we are going to divide by -4, divide by -4, y is equal to -3. So it's letter D. Okay, if you're the number 3 is where we're finding our x-intercept. X-intercept is where you make your y 0, which I did. It's gone. Now we're going to divide by 3, and our x is equal to 5. Letter B. Number 4. Number 4, we're trying to find our slope. It's always rise over run. So again, I kind of preloaded this a little bit. We went up 2, excuse me, and then over -6. So up 2 over -6, and if I simplified that, I get a -1/3. Okay, so now that was 1 through 4. Okay, number 5, it says find the graph for this equation. So first of all, I look to see where my y-intercept is at a -4. And I know it's not this one because that's a positive. I know it's not C because that's again in the positive section. It could be B, and oops, sorry. It could be B, and let me see, let me move down so I can see my D. Okay, it could be D. But now I was looking for, I'm going to move up again, a positive slope. Well, if I look at B, B is a negative slope. It's pointing towards my negative number, so it's not B. So my only answer choice that will work is going to be letter D. Okay, the next problem is going up to the top of page, number 6. Again, all the equations look like they are the same. So they're all the same. But now what's different is the inequality signs. Now this is a solid line, so that means I can get rid of the ones that would make a dashed line. So I can get rid of A because there's no line under it. I can get rid of C. There's no line under it because we need a line under it to make a solid line. Now this is shaded below the line. So the one that shows below the line is the little side, and it's letter B. This is on the big side, and that would be shaded above the line. So D does not work. Okay, number 7. This guy, he's saving to buy a snowboard. The snowboard costs $155. He has $43, and he makes $28 a week. Okay, think of these as equal signs. Okay, if you're trying to get $155, it would be only these two. Not this one, because we don't want to get 28, and we don't want to get 28W. So it's these two. These two parts of the inequalities, this side of the inequality is the same. It's just addition. It can be in any order. Now we need to decide, when you go in the store, can you have less than 155 or do you need more than 155? When I go to buy something, I want to make sure I have more money, not less, because I won't be able to get it. Okay, so that's 1 through 7. Okay, on number 8, they're asking for a point that lies on the line. The best way to do this is to plug the points in and see which one comes up with the right answer. And I kind of do them in my head to see which one I should actually try. And I'm going to try letter D. So here's my x, and here's my y. I'm going to plug them in. 2 times 6 minus 3 times 2 is equal to 6. 12 minus 6, is that equal to 6? And it is, so I found my answer choice. Number 9. Number 9, it tells us they want to find an equation that has a line of the slope of 6 and passes through the order pair 3, 12. Well, all these have a slope of 6, so that's not going to help me. So I need to find out a b, because all the b's are different. I'm going to go ahead and set up my equation with a slope of 6. I don't know what my b is, but I do know what my x and y are. So I'm going to take my x and y and I'm going to plug them in. My y is negative 12. My x is 3. I don't know what my b is. I have negative 12 is equal to 18 plus b. Subtract 18 from both sides. And when I add negative 12 and negative 18 together, I get negative 30. So I'm looking for the one that has a negative 30, and it's letter A. Okay, number 10. We didn't do number 10 with you. I'm not going to hold you responsible, but I am going to show you point-slope form. Point-slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m parentheses x minus x1. And really it's pretty simple. You're just plugging in your slope, which they gave us was 3 over 5. We're going to plug in the x value they gave us, which was negative 1. It's always minus. And we're going to plug in our y value, which is 6. And there's always a minus there. This one we're going to change. And now we look for y minus 6 is equal to 3 over 5x plus 1. So it's letter B. Again, I won't hold you responsible, but you might be able to get an extra point through the district assessment. And if you get it right, I'll give you extra credit on it. Okay, the next one. Find an equation that passes through the line. And again, there's several ways to do this. I'm going to go ahead and choose an x and y, plug them in. If it works for one, I have to try the next x and y. If it works for both, it's true. And again, in my head, I kind of look to see which one I might want to try. I think I'm going to try letter D first. I'm going to plug in. It's a negative 9 is my x, plus 3 times 4, and I'm going to see if that will work out to be positive 21. Well, I have 9 plus 12. That's 21 is equal to 21. So that one works. Now I'm going to try the next one. I have negative 15 plus 3 times 2. Is that equal to 21? So I have 15 plus 6. Is that equal to 21? 21 is equal to 21. And that is working. So it's letter D. But if I didn't know right offhand, I would try each of those and then I would figure out my answer. Okay, next one. We want to find the following equation that uses the, so we want to find the equation that uses this graph. I'm going to find out what the slope is to find out which one of these might be the equation that this graph was for. So there's a difference of 8, a difference of 8, a difference of 8, a difference of 4, a difference of 4, and a difference of 4. Remember, my slope is my y over my x, so I've got 8 over 4, which is 2. So my slope is 2. That's the one I'm looking for. Is there one that just has a slope of 2? And there is. So I'm all done with that. Okay, the next one, number 13. Same idea. We're going to go through and we're going to find the slope because we're trying to find an equation here. So between here and here, the difference is 6. Between here and here is 6. 3 and 5 is 2. 5 and 7 is 2. And again, it's going to be, in this case, it's going to be c over h, but it's y over x. So 6 over 2, which is 3. Okay, so that one will not work. That's a 1/3 slope. That's a 6 slope. These two. Now I need to find out if my 6 is a positive, or my b is a positive 6 or a negative 6. And I have c is equal to 3h plus b. I'm going to use one of the ordered pairs, and I think I'm going to use 3, 15. And they said this was my h, sorry, and this is my c. So I'm going to go 15 is equal to 3 times 3 plus b. 9 plus b, 15. Subtract 9, and I have 6 is equal to B. So I'm looking for one with the positive 6, and it's going to be letter B. Okay? Okay, now I'm at 14, and it says, which of the following best describes the graph of this system of equations? All right, and it talks about no points in common, intersect at one point, have different y-intercepts, and have all points in common. All right, so this is what I need to do. I need to put these in slope-intercept form. My first one's done for me, and I'm going to work right here. So the first one I have is negative 2x plus 3. I need to put this one in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to work over here on the side. I have 4x plus 3y is equal to 9. Subtract 4x from both sides. I have 3y is equal to negative 4x plus 9. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So I have y is equal to negative 4 over 3x plus 3. Okay, so y is equal to negative 4 over 3x plus 3. Okay, now I've got my two working equations. They share no points in common. If that was true, they would be parallel lines. And how do I know if a line's parallel? If they have the same slope. These don't have the same slope, so they are not parallel. They intersect at one point. Maybe. Let me check the other choices. They have different y-intercepts. No, they have the same one. They share all points in common. That would mean they're the exact same line. They're not. So, because they have completely different slopes, they have one point in common. So that's that one. Okay, number 15. And I'm going to go ahead and erase my work over here. I don't need that anymore. I might need it for more space. Okay, so number 15. Again, one problem that's going to require a little bit of work, I think. Okay, this says the equation of a line, L, and then the equation of a line, M, and it wants to know which statement about the two lines is true. Alright, so now I need to put these both in slope-intercept form. And I'm going to work to the side over here where I worked before. So I've got this first one. I've got x minus 2y is equal to 1. I need to put it in slope-intercept form. So I have negative 2y, negative x plus 1, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So now I have y is equal to 1/2 x minus 1/2. Okay, that's my first equation. I'm going to put it over here. Y is equal to 1/2 x minus 1/2. Okay, that's the first one. That's line L. Now let's do some work for the next one. Again, I'm going to erase my work here. Okay, and now I need to put the second one in slope-intercept form. So now I have negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 9. Add 2x to both sides. So now I have 4y is equal to 2x plus 9. Divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Y is equal to 2 over 4 is 1/2 x plus 9 over 4. And I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I have y is equal to 1/2 x plus 9 over 4. Okay, these two are what I'm going to be looking at. Now it says lines L and M have the same y-intercept. Is that true? No, they're different. Okay, lines L and M are parallel. What do we know about parallel lines? What kind of slope do they need? The same slope. Do they have the same slope? They do. I found my answer. I don't know about their x-intercept. They're not perpendicular because perpendicular would be flipped over, opposite sign. So I find my answer choice. Alright, I'm going to erase my work over here. Okay, number 16. Again, these last few are requiring a little bit more work. 16. Let me move this over. Okay, it talks about perpendicular lines. Well, what do we know about perpendicular lines? We know something about their slope. Their slope is, if it was 1/2 for a perpendicular line, this is a symbol for a perpendicular line, you flip it over an opposite sign. So I am looking for a slope that is -2. That's what I'm looking for, because I flipped it over an opposite sign. So I'm looking for a slope that is -2. I'm going to put that note up here so I don't forget. Okay, now, do I see a line that has a slope of -2? Well, not unless I do a little bit of work. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over. Just starting with the first one, y is equal to -2x plus 6. Did I find a slope that has a -2? And I did. Luckily, it was the very first one, and I don't have to do any more. I already found my answer. Okay, the next one. Okay, we need to solve this system, and you can solve it however you'd like. In this case, I'm going to use substitution because it's nicely set up for substitution. I'm going to take this and plug it in. I have 3x plus 2 times 3x plus 3, I think that's a plus 3, let me make sure, is equal to -21. Okay, so now I have 3x multiplication plus 6x multiplication plus 6 is equal to -21. I have 9x plus 6 is equal to -21. Subtract 6 from both sides. I have -27, and I have 9x. Divide by 9, divide by 9. My x is equal to -3. And if I look at my answer choices, there's only one that has an x of -3. It's right here. But I'm going to just double check to make sure that's the right choice. I'm going to plug in. On my second one here, I'm going to plug in my -3 for my x. And if I did everything right, I should end up with a -6. And I did, so that's the right answer. I checked it. Okay, almost there. Okay, number 18. We're going to solve it. Now this one's set up nicely for elimination because I can eliminate the y. The y is eliminated. They both create a 0. Then I go 4 plus 3 is 7x. -18, -3 is -21. Divide by 7, divide by 7. X is equal to -3. Okay, it looks like I have one choice here, but I'm going to go ahead and check it. I'm going to go 3 times -3 plus 2y is equal to -3. So -9 plus 2y is equal to -3. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So I have 2y is equal to 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2. My y is equal to +3. And that's it. Okay, number 19. Okay, number 19. Again, we're going to solve. So the best way to solve this, I'm going to go ahead and do elimination. I'm going to eliminate the x. I'm going to multiply everything I see here by a -2. So now I have -2x, -2y, -8. Okay, the y is eliminated, or the x is eliminated, excuse me. 3 minus 2 is 1y. 11 minus 8 is 3. Okay, so my y is 3. It looks like there's two choices here, this one or that one. These two are gone. Now I need to plug in. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in down here. I have x plus 3 is equal to 4. Subtract 3, subtract 3. My x is equal to 1. And so it's +1. It's letter B. Okay, the last one. Talking about pizzas, it says, which equation, this down a little bit. Would be used to answer the following question. 3 pizzas, 4 sandwiches, 34. 3 pizzas, 7 sandwiches, 41.50. Okay, so if I look at the answer choices, 3 pizzas, 4 sandwiches, it told me 34. It's not that one. 4 pizzas, 3 sandwiches. No, 3 pizzas, 4 sandwiches. It's the opposite. 3 pizzas, 4 sandwiches, 34. That's good. 7 pizzas, 3 sandwiches, 41. No, 7 sandwiches. So the only one that's choice left is letter D. Alright, so we just did 1 through 20 on our district assessment review. And check your work. Ask me with any questions you might have.